What's up everyone? Thank you for tuning back into At Home Dude. I appreciate you. Today we are gonna go over a mop. I know what you're thinking, it's gonna be boring, but I'm gonna try to keep it interesting and quick for you. The story is that I needed to get a new mop. I do all the cleaning around the house, so when you have great tools, then it can make the job much easier. So let's jump into it. So the mop I ended up getting, I ordered off of Amazon. It had over 500 reviews and it has 4.5 stars. So I expected it to be really good. It came perfectly fine and everything. I opened it up and it is the simpli-magic spin cleaning system. So you probably saw these kind of mops before. I was very curious about this style of mop and the technology that goes into drying it off quickly or whatever. So let's look at some areas where this mop shines. First, 3 mop heads. It came with 3 mop heads and I really like that. That made me happy because I don't always want to use the same mop head in different rooms or whatnot, especially when you consider if something nasty happens, like someone throws up, or whatever. It's nice to have a different mop head that you can snap on and then use it for that, and then you can snap it off and deal with cleaning that one later and maybe clean the rest of the house with a different mop head. So I really like that. The second one is spin dry. The spin dry actually works. So it has this spin cleaning system that's kind of newer technology. I was curious about it and it actually works pretty well. So you can use your foot to use the lever down at the bottom to spin it, or you can actually unclip the mop itself and just push down on the mop handle and it will spin. I actually like doing that a lot better. I don't really like the foot pedal part too much. Overall, this is a mop that works. It does its job for the most part. I know a lot of people are gonna wonder about what kind of fibers or material it is on the mop head and everything, but generally speaking, you're not gonna run into many problems with this mop. It can do everything most normal mops can do. And if there is something, you know, that you really need to scrub off the ground, then usually you're gonna have to scrub it with a scrubber anyway. So for the most part, you're looking at a product that does what it's supposed to do. Now moving over to the things that could be opportunities, these are the cons. So first off, it is kind of pricey. For me, I'm more of a cheaper person for things that I don't really feel matter, or I don't need luxury items. I don't need a luxury mop or whatever, you know, I just need something basic that works for me. This was $29.99. It came with this whole system, and yeah, sure, it's pretty cool. It's interesting. The kids really like to try to do it a lot, but at the end of the day, I just need to mop the floor. And $29.99 is quite a bit to just mop the floor. But in this case, I was willing to spend the money to try it out, you know? Another thing I don't really like about this mop is I feel like the pole is kind of slight. It is short and thin. For me, I am a little taller than your average person, I think. And so maybe it might work, especially if you're a little shorter, then this might be completely fine for you. But I noticed a lot of times if I want to use the mop with 2 hands, it's pretty uncomfortable. And then also just the handle is kind of thin. So it would help me a lot if the handle was thicker and just longer. Now, even though the spin dry does work, there are instances where it can fling water. So if you go a little too crazy with it, you're gonna be flinging water. There's gonna be like a misty situation going on. So I just make sure I don't do it next to any walls or anything like that. And then usually the area that the bucket is at is where I'm gonna mop pretty much last anyway. So that's how I kind of get around that situation. But yeah, you can fling water if you're going too crazy with the spin cycle. So lastly, this is a pretty small mop head and I have a really large area to cover. We have multiple floors that are different wood and different tile, so I just have a lot to mop throughout the house, and having a small mop head can make the job much more tedious than it could be with a larger mop head. Now, obviously, with this particular design, the mop head needs to fit in the circle for it to spin dry. So there's not a whole lot more room for them to make it much larger. But in terms of me actually getting the mopping done, I would definitely love a larger mop head. All right, so that was it, you guys. That was quick, right? The main takeaway I want you to know is that for me, it's probably a C grade. I do not know if I would buy it again, but it is working and doing well for me right now. So yeah, let me know what mop you guys use and why you fell in love with it, or if you hate it. The mop I had before, I pretty much, it was whatever. I didn't really like it. And I don't know, maybe this one's better. So at the end of the day, a C grade, like I said. Let me know what you guys have and if you like it or not. I will catch you guys later. I'm out. Bada bing, bada boom.
Bubble bum.
Yo, my children have lost their minds. What? I go to the store. Mom is taking a nap. She had to be up like super early. What is going on here?